So this is the side we used a blush. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name is Cindy. Good to have you here. You're most definitely welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome and welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be talking about dark under eye. If you have dark under eye circles, then this video is for you. If you have dark circles and when you apply makeup or you apply concealer on your under eye area, you tend to see that the under eye area turns out gray, and a lot of times people forget to color correct their under eye or to perfectly color correct their under eye. And in this video I'm going to be showing you how to prevent a gray under eye so the under eye does not look gray or ashy. I have a video where I talked about preventing or how to prevent under eye creasing or under eye concealer creasing, which I'm going to leave in the cards as well. And also I have another video where I talked about how to fix ashy makeup, so do check out those videos. They're going to be helpful for you. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to correctly color correct your under eye to prevent your under eye from looking gray or ashy. My dark circles are really not pronounced right now, and I'm going to be showing you the tips I used and how you can do that. So before applying makeup, make sure to go in with eye cream. This is the eye cream from Bliss. I talked about this eye cream. I love using this eye cream. This is a really good eye cream. You can use any good eye cream. Make sure to hydrate your under eye area. It is very essential, especially when you're aging or with time when you're aging, you tend to produce fine lines, and sometimes when you have dark under eyes, you can see but it's not really pronounced. You can see my under eyes are really dark, but it's not really pronounced as how others would, but really tell you that my under eye is really pronounced. And sometimes when I do my makeup or when I wear my makeup or apply concealer over that area, I tend to have ashy under eye or gray under eye. So I'm gonna be applying my eye cream first, and I'm just hydrating my under eye because your under eye is usually dry, so you have to make sure that it's well moisturized. As much as you apply moisturizer on your face, make sure to also apply moisturizer or hydrate your under eye area. Leave it to do its work for a few minutes. Whether you're applying makeup or not, make sure to always hydrate your under eye. When you're aging, your under eye usually produces fine lines, and those are the areas that the fine lines are usually more visible than other parts of your face. Using an eye cream would hydrate it, thereby making your fine lines not as visible as when you don't use eye cream in that area. I don't know if that makes sense. To color correct my under eye area, I know a lot of us have seen many videos where we do color correcting and we are being asked to use color corrector, but in this video you're not going to be using a color corrector. In this video I'm going to be showing using your concealer contour shade. I know a lot of us will say, how is it possible that I'm going to be using my concealer or my contour shade to color correct my under eye? I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Use the shade and apply this much in that area. Do not apply too much product. Make sure to build it up. I'm going to let it warm up a bit, and going with a damp beauty blender. Do not use a beauty sponge that is dry to work on that area. It's not going to perfectly blend your concealer, so I'm going to press this. So with it, you don't have to buy another color corrector or buy a color corrector. Blend that a bit, pressing that in. Do not spread it. So as you can see, I'm not spreading it. I'm just pushing that in the under eye area and blending that right in. You can tell the difference between this side and this side. You can see how this side is looking. Make sure that you don't apply too much product on your under eye area. It's just going to make your under eye more heavy and the fine lines to be more pronounced. Work it generously, one layer at a time. If your under eye is really dark, then apply bit by bit to the areas and go to blend it. So now that our under eye is looking like this, I'm also going to fix this part. This other side, I'm going to be using another technique. So I'm going to show you two different techniques or two different types of ways to fix your under eye or your gray under eye, however that best fits, or whatever step that you feel you can do better or best. With this, I'm going to be using my cream blush, and I'm going to be taking this one from Tehila. I'm going to be taking this really dark shade, this shade right here. If you're light skin, you can go over with the orange concealer, orange blush, but I'm gonna be taking this is a cream blush. I'm gonna be taking this is more like a bronzer. I'm gonna be taking this to apply in that area. I'm just applying that in the area, and right now I'm not blending it, but I'm going to blend that in a bit. I'm gonna go in with the other side of my beauty sponge and blend that in. So if you don't have contour shade, you can go in with your cream blush, or you can use your bronzer to do that. You don't have to get a color corrector if you don't have. You can see that it really did not cover up that much, so I'm going to also go back in again. I don't want the blush to overshadow my concealer product when I want to apply my concealer, or when I want to apply my concealer over to brighten my under eye. So I'm going to make sure that this is really not pronounced, because this blush is really pigmented, so I don't want it to peep through the concealer. Blend it from here, blend from the edges. Using a blush can serve perfectly well as a color corrector. You don't have to get this corrector. Pushing it right in with a concealer that is my exact undertone, and that is one shade lighter than my skin tone. And I'm going to place this concealer right here. Just place this amount right here. This concealer dries down real fast, so I'm just going to make sure that I apply one side at a time so it doesn't crease and dry down. So I'm just going to push this up, spread it. When using the concealer, make sure to use a concealer that is your exact undertone. You're going with a lighter shade of concealer, going with a concealer that is your exact undertone. Do not use a concealer that is not your undertone. That will only cause your under eye to be more gray. I'm pushing this up so it looks more natural. Because this concealer dries down fast, I'm not going to apply the concealer on both sides of my face at once, so I'm also going to use this. You can use your brush, your buffing brush, but I love using the beauty blender because it just gives me more natural look and more natural feel without making my under eye heavy. Using this would not make the blush to peep through the concealer or to peep through the lighter concealer, so I'm just going to press this in, push it up. You can use a buffing brush to do that. This is how the buffing brush looks like. You can use this to blend your concealer, but for me, I love using a beauty blender to do that. That just helps me to do the job easy and faster. Go in with a lighter shade of concealer, a lighter concealer from the same CoverGirl, and I'm going to apply just like we did on the previous application, just applying this over like this, one at a time, and blend. Using a really matte concealer and full coverage, I advise you work really fast so it doesn't dry down. Doing the same like we did on the other side, I'm going to do this. Just apply a generous amount because this concealer dries down real fast and we don't want our under eye to look too drying. I'm going to go in with powder, setting powder that is my exact undertone and one shade lighter than my skin tone. And make sure to use a setting powder that is your exact undertone. So I'm starting to crease in that area or crease in my under eye, and we don't want that. So I'm going to push this in. Right here. To set my under eye. Do not bake doing this, especially where if you have a really dark under eye. To set your under eye first, then then you can bake if you want to apply my setting powder. Using a concealer that is your exact undertone and a setting powder that is your exact undertone would prevent your under eye from turning gray and prevent your dark circles from peeping through. That just does the work easily rather than using a light powder to set your under eye or using a translucent powder to set your under eye. So if you have dark circles, do not use a translucent powder to set your under eye immediately. Use a setting powder that is your exact undertone to set your under eye to give you a more brightened under eye. Now you can see how my under eye is looking. You can see that my under eye, we went in from a really dark under eye circles to a brightened under eye, and my under eye does not look gray and it doesn't turn out gray. So make sure to use a concealer that is your exact undertone and the setting powder that is your exact undertone to prevent gray under eye, especially if you have dark circles. And even if you don't have dark circles, sometimes the setting powder that you use is not your exact undertone, so it makes your under eye look really gray and ashy. Make sure that you use a concealer that is your exact undertone and a setting powder that is your exact undertone. For medium skin tone, use a medium setting powder before using a banana setting powder, and for dark skin, use a deep or dark or out setting powder before using a translucent setting powder. Do not use a translucent setting powder to directly set the under eye. That will only cause your under eye to turn gray and ashy. Do not bake your under eye right away. Make sure to set your under eye before going to bake your under eye, so to prevent you from having gray under eye and your dark circles will not peep through. If you enjoyed this video, if you do let me know in the comment section down below, and also subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Check out my other videos to stay connected. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back. This is what my face is currently looking like after hours of applying or setting my under eye. You can see that my under eye is still looking okay. I went in with a setting powder that is my exact undertone to set my under eye, and this is how my under eye is looking currently. It has not smudged up. This is after hours doing this technique I showed you earlier. I show you that your under eye is going to stay intact without your dark circles peeping through and having gray under eye. So this is the side we used a blush, and this is the side we used a contour shade.